Trophies man, JP.
Hello. I've got 3 things. We're going to present that trophy, talk about a trophy that I haven't actually got to present, and then present that trophy. So, Travellers Trophy this year, I think there's been 9 events outside of the Nationals, 120 different helms, and 133 different crews have taken part. So lots of people travel lots of events. Firstly, we're going to go to the M25.
Is this Jason's one? No, sadly.
This is for people who have a large house and live on the commuting zone of the M25. So I don't have the exact numbers of people who actually sail for the M25. It's 4 events with the best 3 to count. This year, the winner of the M25, none other than Jonny Bickford. Next time. Yeah. Crewed by all of the other Bickfords. Yeah.
Good thing he's got a big house.
Good thing he's got a big house. So, second trophy that we're going to present, we haven't actually made yet. Okay, so some of you will be aware that some fleets now have a particular trophy for the cruise in the Traveller series. Okay, and so we are now going to present an annual trophy for the top crew in the Travellers trophies, and so that is calculated on the cruise results. So they can pimp themselves around the fleet and win their own trophies. And so this year, actually, as we talk through the results of the Vines, we're going to present the cruise trophies on the basis of that assumed scoring. Okay, so I'm going to do the cruise first, and then we will come on to the Vines. So we have a trophy. We don't have it here. The Merlins have a silver stick. We have been donated the parts of a very large stick, vintage stick. Jason is going to take said large stick into his garage and come up with something that for the moment we have the working title of Special Stick. And we will be presenting this special stick prize in the future, and we will be engraving it with this year's winner on it. So third place in the Vines series, and effectively third crew in the special stick award. Actually, is Rachel Crebbin. Because we actually have some prizes. There you go. No.
Thank you. Aim for that next year.
So the second crew in the Vines this year, but also second in the special stick, codename special stick, because it may have its own stick name next year. We're not as posh as the Merlins. It will not be the silver stick. It is not silver.
It's wooden.
It is wooden. Is Josephine Mason. Essentially the winner of the top stick this year, although they're not here.
They're not here. Don't get it. Don't get it. Don't get it.
Nice thing about the top stick winner this year is their helm only did 4 events. So they would not have qualified in their own right. Except they decided to jump on board with the Ginger Ninja themselves. So Phil Aldous is top stick for all the year. Jenny, would you like to come and receive the back? So he saw his helm wasn't committed enough, got on board with another helm to ensure that he could qualify.
He just thought, I can't go home with my helm every weekend.
Oh, he'll be very happy.
He did try to cuddle me in the tent though, Jenny, so watch out.
Thank you.
Phil's a cuddler. We're now on 3rd helm, yeah? Yeah.
Hang on, sorry.
Back it up.
Wait. Sorry.
Just a little bit of holding music while we work the final. Any tunes in here?
Give us a song.
Just
Okay,
another one.
I've got it. Great.
Back in the room.
Back in the room. Right. So for the Vines series this year, as I say, over 120 votes, raced across the events. And so in 3rd place in the Vines this year was the Ginger Ninja himself, Alex Baxter.
It's probably got to be worth the ticket 3 times over. 3 times over.
3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, this is lovely.
Isn't it?
My prized possession.
2nd place in the Vines series this year. And I think I've actually done the most events in the series.
Oh,
Honourable Secretary.
the bridesmaid.
Bridesmaid, Jason Aldous.
It must mean I need to swap the mic. I wonder why. So the winner of this year, Steve Greaves. No! Sorry, that's not for now, is it? With much blue, we present Jonny Pank with the Vines trophy. And his plaque. Superb. What a lovely trophy. Next year, maybe. Josephine, next year.
I'm all there.
To our next prize giving, we're going to have Jonquil for a couple of moments. With the Magenta Project. Just a few words.
Thank you very much. So before we go to the Magenta Project, well, I feel I need to say this. So I love the fact that the Helms won those trophies. There were also crews involved. Lovely to have the crew as a prize in itself, but it didn't happen without crew. So whilst you came second with Josephine Mason. Can we just have a round of applause again? So, Magenta Project, we talked about the Magenta Project last year, and this is the last time you're probably going to hear from me on the Magenta Project because I'm stepping down in May. But just a couple of words on the Magenta Project. Hands up who does not know what the Magenta Project is. Okay, that's good. Okay, so the Magenta Project is all about a charity which is about gender equity in sailing racing, basically across the entire sport. So it's not about just pleasure racing, it's about racing from Oppies all the way through to ocean racing. It was set up by Team SCA for the ocean race in 2014-15. Anyway, I took over as chair 3 years ago. I'm stepping down at the end of May. And we moved from trying to get girls into offshore racing and into big boats into let's just change the entire industry. So this past year, we just won 2 global awards for social sustainability from World Sailing and also from Metstrade, which means £30,000, which is inordinate amount of money. When we started, we had less than £2,000 in banks. That's pretty cool. We now have over 200 women supported across the world through a mentoring program. So basically upskilling women in everything from how to sail, but also engineers, how to lead, how to present yourself, so that you can just open up the area in terms of the sailing industry in general. We've managed to get the ocean race to commit to gender parity by 2030, which is no small feat if you've actually worked in the sailing industry. And we've also got the Wilson Trophy coming up in May, which is the 75th Wilson Trophy, and it's going to be the Magenta Wilson Trophy, which is very, very exciting. So, what's it called? More HRT here needed. The entries are about to open, and on the entry forms you can opt to donate to the Magenta Project, so that'd be really awesome. I've got some charity donation cards. I'm going to boat next weekend in Dusseldorf because Germany is trying to open this up. They've got 6 women in offshore sailing in total in the entire country. That's how bad Germany's doing. That's how 3% of sailors in the world are women, just to clarify where we're at. And so your support and what the Firefly fleet does just by being us is so important, and we should just take a step back as a class and recognise that, because it's huge just by being us. So a round of applause to us, and anything you can do to help support women entering into a world of a very difficult place is really, really important, and it's the only sport in the world that is representative of actually the workplace, frankly. So I just wanted to say that. I'm going to leave these on the table. Donate £5, £2, whatever you like, but really, really helps, because it means we can run these programmes globally. So that's what I want to say. So thank you for your support last year. It would be great to have some more this year.
Thanks, Jonquil. So our final presentation before it's time to go disco dancing and hit the bar heavily for the dark and stormies, is a little speech. I say speech. We'll see what it is. But we're gonna be entertained by Mr. Greaves himself. And over to you.
Thank you very much, Jason. He makes a good warm-up act, doesn't he? So, you all look lovely tonight, by the way. Did you enjoy the food?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well done. You know, I wrote some notes, but quite frankly, I can't read them. So I'm going to have to thank Jonny Bickford because I borrowed his glasses.
Oh, did he mind? We got yours.
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Right. Now I can't see you, I can just see these. That's absolutely fine. So Jason gave me a ring a couple of weeks ago. Not an unusual thing, usually whilst he's walking his dog. And said, can you come...
Best man.
It is a bit like a best man speech, but it's not about you, Roger. So Jason said, can you come and talk about this certain person? And I went, oh, if I have to. No, I'll do that. So he said, yeah, it's just a little something. And this person, I have to say, this man, is a legend of the Firefly Class. And when I started crewing Firefly events, sort of mid to late 80s, bit of a fuzzy-chinned youth, he was already one of the people in the fleet to beat. He was up there. The fact that he is still one of the people in the fleet to beat, some 40 years later, is just phenomenal. So, this person's been a constant inspiration to me. I've sought advice from him many times on many subjects, and every now and then about sailing. He's over his long career in the Firefly fleet, and you know that career is clearly only a third of the way through. He's won the Gore. He's won 6 championship races, many events around the country, and even after 43 years of trying, the national championships. But it was not all plain sailing. There were a few incidents along the way. For many of his formative years, he sailed with his incredibly talented wife/crew. And you know, sometimes it's been said he's not the easiest person to sail with. And after one of these such weekends, the words were heard in the house, "I'm never sailing with you in a boat again." Now this was quite heartbreaking, obviously. And I believe the retort was, "Well, if that's what you think, I'm going to go and chop up the boat for firewood." Nothing really was thought of it, and then a few moments later the sound of splintering wood came from the backyard. Poor crew stroke wife runs down the stairs, out into the backyard. There is said person, axe above head, just chopping down into these old tea crates that he had in the garage. Not particularly nice, but you know, he got his comeuppance a couple of years later. The kids were young, they were racing at the Itchenberg, taking one of those lovely family rooms at Itchener Sailing Club. And back before health and safety, they used to have this tea making facility in the corner. Hot plate, kettle, tea, everything. And shall we say some ale had been imbibed the night before, and said person jumps up in the morning, a little bit thirsty, fancies a brew, pops out of bed, pops the kettle on. And this person has been never one for froth and frippery, so pyjamas were really just, you know, surplus to requirements. So shall we say they were swinging in the breeze. And kettle's boiling away, goes to reach for the tea bags. Perhaps the night's drinking had impaired that kind of visual judgment of distance. Anyway, the little fella came into contact with the boiling kettle, and that day's results on the water were not so good. But look, that's not really why I wanted to talk about this person. I can't read the notes anyway, so let's leave that. So this person, yes, they've been sailing Firefly since, I believe, first nationals in 1972, the year before I was born. Yes, they've been an inspiration to many of us in the class, and me included. But really, you know, what they've given to the committee over the years, many years serving as membership secretary, as technical secretary, as chairman as well, has really, you know, helped bring the class to where it is today and the success it is today. So, all of you will have guessed who it is already. So can you put your hands together for Guy Davison, please? Guy, would you like to come and join us up at the front here? We've got a little something for you. My hero, Mr. Guy Davison.
Our hero!
Thank you, Steve. So, did you take all those things that time?
What do you answer? I didn't
So would you like to say a few words?
gift for you.
Oh, God, right, okay, very quickly. Very quickly.
I customs as I am.
Thank you very much, first of all, for a very nice story. None of it is true, of course. It's all been made up by Steve.